Couple things about track. One about track clean. Actually, this track is wet. It looks pretty clean. I'm just going to put my fingers on it, and that's what it looks like. It's not clean. Also, sometimes we walk around, we see track that's been moved a little bit, and it's sitting up on the right here on the edge of the trestle, on this little part that sticks up. The track always needs to be right in between these two, as close as you can get. Otherwise it tilts, and if it's tilting, it can derail. Keep an eye on that. Thanks. I want to talk about track cleaning. This one with the blue handle is the one you'd probably use first. It dries off the track if it's wet. Otherwise, you can also put some alcohol on it to try to get the black stuff off. This is more polishing. It really works good on brass track with Thomas. And then this one is a new one that we just got in March of 2019. And this is actually almost like sandpaper. It will polish the track. If you see the track is polished, then on the top it's going to run much better. Al and I were out here a week or so ago, and we thought we had a bad engine, and I said, let me try one more thing. And we polished the track, and sure enough, that's what it was. So you have to do this a lot too, especially in the springtime. So these are all 3 on broom handles, so you don't have to bend over. You should be in good shape. If the train is still jolting around, this is your best bet. This is how Al and I fixed it the last time. That's why I bought the new one. Basically, I put my 2 fingers on this thing and I went around, and all of a sudden the log line ran great. This can be put underneath any one of these broom handles. Just stick it underneath it like this on it, and then run it around. Do it this direction. Run it around, and that will definitely polish the track. Let's do all of that before we decide that we've got to switch out an engine. Another track cleaning options, of course, are the ones we use that are in the shed, train shed, that can be pulled by an engine around the loops. This one is good for put a little alcohol on it and run it. You do not want to use this with cars on the train. It's too heavy to pull everything. So just put it behind the engine. It has a knuckle coupler on one, and then it's got a hook coupler on the other side, so you can pull it with the engine around and then back it if you want, and then pull it and back it, and so on and so forth. If you want to polish the track a little bit, this is the one we use to push around. This has got the same basic look and feel as the double-headed one that we use with the broom. You'll notice a couple of black marks on it, so sometimes you may need to put a little alcohol on there and take a cloth and clean it a little bit, because that's the only place it gets rubbed. The other thing with this one, there are some engines with cattle guards on them that if you push this with a cattle guard, it may derail on you. So you want to be careful. It works great on the diesel engines, and it just goes around and around and polishes pretty well. But still, regardless of what you do, it may take more than one time with any of these, because the track is something that has to be clean before everything runs. Okay, when you get out here, you want to set this up. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. You find the little gray bar. You put it in over here in the holes. That'll hold it up. You'll notice that we've got a new Thomas. Thomas is on a really small loop and doesn't require much of a controller. So we have put the newer controller that just came back into the shed as a backup to these, because this works just fine for Thomas. You want to make sure, yes, I have something in my throat. From now on, when we come out to get the shed open and the trains running, things have changed a little bit as far as the electricity. This is the screen. We got a magnet here if you want to get rid of this stuff. Basically, the only on-off switch we have anymore is this one. You just turn this on and everything should come on. If they're not, then you can check the power off on all of the controllers. And also remember, on the back there's a reset if you ever short anything out. Both bars, ISO bars, should be on. Everything's ready to go. You got to make sure you've taken the ends off the shed and all that. Take all the stuff out. And I'm assuming that most of you know how to do the umbrella. If you don't, let us know and we'll show you how to do that. But basically, if this isn't on, there's a button up on the top, and you push down and hold on it, and it'll come right on. You got to hold down on the button, and then this will come on, and both cameras are on, so you can keep an eye on Thomas. And that's basically how we set up. That's just one on-off switch, and it handles everything. This is new as of August of 2018, the new lumber company. Need to keep an eye on that and make sure the stuff's put out. The little lake that takes the logs can be cleaned out, of course. We've also got new houses, and also the pond is got a little device down here that pumps and pumps water down to the bottom. If it's low at the bottom, don't mess with the pump up here. Actually, somebody said they're going to switch the pumps down to the bottom, so that should help fix that. So the ponds are kind of something we don't really need to mess with too much, except keep the leaves out of them and make sure the pump down there is clean of debris.